A murderer is on the run after stabbing her victim 30 times.
Who did this? Shanice? Who? Joyce? Yeah. Okay.
That victim, with her dying breaths, telling police the person who would be her killer. This is what happened after the murderer tried to escape. She crashed into a wall and then pulled a gun on officers who had to fire back. Then another massive shocker in this story. This woman didn't just kill once. She's the person responsible for a decade-old cold case. The action is real and the stakes are high. This is Copcast. I'm Chris Stewart. We have a lot to unpack on this story because we just received new body camera video from a case that happened just outside of Atlanta in the suburb of Conyers, Georgia. It all begins when police were called to a Motel 6 for the report of a woman who had been stabbed. This is what one of the first responding officers saw.
Okay, where is she? Right here, ma'am. 598 radio. Go ahead. I'm gonna need. All over. I don't know where. 98 radio. You gotta start me EMS. They can come in. She's bleeding profusely from the abdomen. I see the knife.
The knife on the floor.
I see it.
Police found Rosalyn Renee Lewis on the ground of a motel room. She had been stabbed 30 times. Now, we're blurring a lot of what the officer saw in this body camera video. There was a lot of blood at the scene. Lewis, as she is fighting to stay alive, musters up the strength to answer a key question for law enforcement.
Hey, Roz. Roz. Who did this? Shanice? Who? Joyce? Yeah. Okay, Roz, listen to me. You've got to hold still for me, okay, sweetie, until I can get some help here, okay?
You heard her say Joyce. Joyce is Joye Marie Pelzer. She was the wife of the woman you just saw fighting for her life at the motel, a woman who would pass away when she would get to the hospital. Pelzer ran from the scene. Police tried to find clues at that motel, and a maintenance worker was one of the witnesses.
Then when I finished putting the mirror up, when I came outside, that was the lady walking by, full of blood everywhere, with a knife on the hand.
You say once you finished it up, you went outside and you saw the lady.
I came outside the room. And I saw the lady walking by, full of blood everywhere, and she had a knife on the head.
Where were you?
Right hand.
Now, where were you? What building? How do y'all name? This is the first building. The second building is.
She was holding a knife in her right hand.
And the building where I was at, the third building, 149.
Okay. Was she a white female, black female?
A black female.
Black female.
Yeah.
When you said building 149, that's when the male came out of room 61. He was like, hey. Somebody fighting. 149, that's where I'm doing my garbage. That's when my boss called and told me James about it.
Okay, so you saw her holding a knife in her hand, and now where did she go after that?
She was going that way.
Okay, all right. So you were at 120 is, which side is 120?
This side.
Second?
This side.
Okay. So 120 is up there.
Yeah.
And she was walking that way?
That way. Straight.
3 days later, police found Pelzer and they tried to pull her over, but she led officers on a high-speed chase. I'm freezing the video at this point because that is when Pelzer gets into a gunfight with police who have to fire back, striking her multiple times. Officers then pull Pelzer from the car and they try to treat her. She's rushed to a hospital where she survives, and I'll get more into what she had to say in just a moment. But a big part of this story is looking at the history involving Rosalyn Renee Lewis and the help that she tried to get from law enforcement before she was murdered.
My wife is here in town. She threatened me a few weeks back here.
Your wife?
Yes, my wife.
Okay. So that other thing is not had nothing to do with the warrant.
Yeah, that's homicide and documented.
Yeah, because there's some stuff going on in Atlanta with my wife.
Sir handling.
Yeah. I know, you're fine, babe. Okay. A few months ago, I left my wife. She was cheating. Long story short, I left. Turned off everything, and the woman that she was involved with said that when I turned everything off, she went ballistic and saying how much she hated me. She wanted to knock me off and kill me and all this other.
That's Lewis going to a police station telling an officer about the threats that she said her wife Pelzer had made.
Okay, long story short, I've been here taking care of my father. He's sick in the hospital, and she knew that I had came here because before I left, she knew I was back and forth coming down here, what have you. And what happened was, probably a couple of weeks, maybe about a month ago, I was here, and I went to Boulevard, and I talked to her that night, and I said I was there at the casino, and she was like, well, I need to see you, and I was like, no, you don't. You know, I haven't been seeing you, we don't need to see each other. Needless to say, she wound up coming down anyway, and she went to Boulevard, and I had already left, and that was about 2:30 in the morning. And she called, she said, hey, I'm here at the casino, where are you, what room are you in? I said, well, I'm not there anymore. I said, I'm at my parents' house, and she was like, oh my God, I'm tired, I'm so tired, you know, can I just come there and rest till in the morning, and I'll leave before your father gets up? And I was like, I was kind of hesitant, but I still went on and gave her the address, and so she came down, she got back here about 4 o'clock. She got here, we talked for a minute, she was saying how much she was sorry, how she wanted to make things work with the marriage, what have you, what have you. I said, no, how about just go to sleep, because I'm tired of talking, all this other. So in the meantime, she went to sleep, I laid down on the sofa, because I have a sofa in one of the bedroom. And I guess when I went to sleep, she actually went through my bags, and she stole my passport. I guess to keep me from going out of the country, what have you, because I had planned a trip that I was taking. And that next morning, when she got up and I was up, she was talking again, and I was like, Joy, the marriage is over. And she jumped up and she said, so she had her hand behind her back, she said, do you know I could kill you and your family right now?
And when was that? When did she say that?
That was when, probably, I don't even think it's been a month. Probably 3 weeks ago, because I've been so much back and forth here. I think it was about 3 weeks ago, because I've been back and forth from here to Atlanta so much I forget the weeks. I think it's about 3 weeks ago. And I told her, I said, if you decide to shoot me, you make sure my dead. Make sure I have no breath left in my body, because if you don't, I will get you back. I said, how do you come to my parents' house and threaten me? And my parents and my father's in the hospital bed, can barely get up. And you're gonna threaten me? I said, get the out of my house. Get out, right now. Get out. So she left, went outside, did something in the car. I don't know what she was doing out there. And that was the last time that I personally saw her. Now she's been calling, blowing my phone up. You know, I need to talk, it's urgent, You know, everything is urgent all the time. I guess now it's her ex-girlfriend, because the woman don't mess with her anymore, called me and said that Joyce is in town, and she says that she's gonna kill you.
Okay, so you got that from someone else?
Yes, but when I went to my parents' house the night before, I talked to the detective in Atlanta. She was sitting outside around the corner from my parents' house, and when I backed into the driveway, she started up her car and was coming to the house, and I pulled out. And that's when I called him, and he called the detective that came.
Okay.
Because now she's threatening me, you know, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I have too much other going on than to deal with some behind that I left you. Get over it at this point. Really get over it.
So the detective, what
yes.
prompted you to call a detective in Atlanta?
She has some legal issues going on in Atlanta with a missing person from some years ago. And in talking to my wife's ex-girlfriend, this her ex-girlfriend, she told me that the detective had reached out to her and she had talked to him, and I was like, do you have his number? Because I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Because I know the girl that's missing had a restraining order on Joy. So I wanted to call him and say, hey, you know, what steps do I need to take to get another restraining order? And this is what's going on, because I don't know what the hell happened with the woman. I have no clue. Lord knows, I hope she's okay. But at this point, I don't know, because that's been 6-7 years ago, I guess. I'm not even sure how long it's been, but it's been a minute. So I don't know what's going on with that, but that's why I reached out to him, because that was the only detective that I knew that knew Joy.
Okay. So that detective in turn got in touch with a homicide detective here?
I'm assuming, I don't know who he got in touch with. I don't know.
So how did you make contact with the detective?
Through the Georgia detective.
Actually, one of the homicide detectives that used to work with they knew.
Okay. And then what?
Then they brought me here. They told me they wanted me to come here and file and do a formal complaint, what have you.
Right. This is a domestic issue with a threat on her life. This is going to have to be handled by an officer on the street. Because they're going to have to put out a warrant. Let me talk to my supervisor.
Just days after the conversation you just watched, Rosalyn Lewis would be stabbed by the woman who she tried to warn the authorities about. Now, that woman, Joye Pelzer, would be rushed to the hospital after her shootout with police and that high-speed chase. Eventually, she had recovered enough to sit and talk to a detective.
Joyce, have you had anything to drink this morning? Are you warm enough? I know it was a cold walk over. Can you hear me okay? Here, I'm going to turn you so I can talk to you on your right side of the head, okay? The good side. Are you warm enough now? Okay. Have you had anything to drink this morning? Water? Do you want some water? Okay. Thank you. Well, when you're ready, here's some water. Are you hurting at all this morning? Are you in pain?
You sound like a robot.
Okay, but you can hear something.
And I know I sound like one to me too.
Yeah.
I can't really see you so good.
Okay.
And I can't hear you too good.
Okay.
But I know you're trying to talk. And I don't understand.
Okay. Well, I can hear you good, so that's good. I want to make sure you're comfortable, though. Are you warm enough?
I just don't understand. I can't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I don't even understand what I'm saying because I sound so weird to myself.
Okay.
I don't sound like myself.
Well, I can understand you, so you're speaking very well, so that's good. You're speaking very well, very clear, so that's good. I can hear you.
Do I sound weird to you?
No, you sound okay. I mean, I've never talked to you before, so I'm not sure how you're supposed to sound.
Do I sound normal?
Yeah, I think so.
Sound like a robot.
That's okay. Why you got a tear coming down your face? Are your eyes hurting at all?
Huh?
Your eyes hurting at all? Can you see me okay?
They doing what?
Well, you had a tear running down. I just wanted to make sure you're okay. See, there goes another one. What is it that hurts?
Huh?
What is it that hurts? Are you in pain?
What?
Yeah, like up here.
All up there in my legs.
What's wrong with your legs?
In my legs.
Okay.
It hurt.
Really?
You can hear the investigator just trying to get any answer she could out of Pelzer.
Can you read this? Look, you can read. Okay. So I'm gonna read this along with you, and you can follow along. Okay. So this is a statement of your Miranda rights. All right. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used as evidence against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you without cost. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. So these are a waiver of your rights. Understanding these rights, are you willing to talk to me today?
Okay.
Okay. I know it's kind of, are you right-handed or left-handed?
I can, right?
Okay. So you are right-handed?
So what they say?
Just saying yes, that you're willing to talk, that you want to talk to me.
That I want to wave?
No, that you want to talk to me.
That I want to talk to you?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right to remain silent. I don't want to give up my rights.
Okay. All right. Well, so we went through them, and you said you do want to talk.
I wish I could.
You can hear me? Sometimes you can hear me.
Huh?
Sometimes you can hear me. You've been responding. And you said you did want to talk.
I'm hurting so bad.
Okay. So do you want to talk, or do you want to think about it for a minute?
Do I need who?
Do you want to talk to me today?
And you say give up my rights?
If you do want to talk to me without an attorney present, then I would like for you to sign just saying yes, you'll talk to me today. But that is your decision.
Without a who?
Without an attorney, without a lawyer present?
Yeah, I don't have one right now.
Okay. Do you want to talk to me without one?
Are you an attorney?
No, ma'am. I'm the police. I'm Conyers Police.
You
Yeah. I'm an investigator.
deputy.
Well, investigator with the police department.
So you said I'm here because I have warrants
Yes.
here in Conyers.
Yes.
Okay. Here in Conyers.
Do you understand what happened? Do you understand what your warrants are for? The warrants, do you understand what they are for?
I stand in who warrant?
Do you understand what your warrants are?
I stand in.
No. Do you know what your warrants are?
Do I know what is on?
What the warrants are for?
Well, how many of them?
You got two. You got two warrants.
2 warrants.
Yes. One for aggravated assault
Okay.
and one for murder.
And murder for who?
I think you know who,
Who?
but I need you to let me know if you want to talk.
What's up?
Do you want to talk? Yes? Do you want to waive your right to have an attorney present? You want to think about it? I'm going to let you sit here and drink some water, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to think about it? Okay.
A few minutes later, the investigator comes back.
All right, Joyce. You okay? Did you get any sleep last night? Not really.
My head hurt.
I bet laying on that floor. Laying on that floor hurts, I'm sure. So, hey, I gave you time.
I think I need to get an attorney. You talking about murder? I ain't killed nobody.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's concludes our interview, okay?
It's unclear how much Pelzer was truly impaired in that moment from her injuries or if she was playing the role of not knowing what police were saying. Pelzer pleaded guilty in 2021 to malice murder, felony murder, and aggravated assault for Lewis's murder at the motel. But this story isn't done. The case then took a turn 2 years later. It turns out Pelzer was linked to a case that had gone cold since 2011. That was for the kidnapping and murder of a woman named Shawndell McLeoud. McLeoud had been in an abusive relationship with Pelzer that had ended. According to a news release from the DeKalb County District Attorney, Pelzer's new girlfriend came forward in 2017 and she revealed, quote, that McLeod's murder had been planned over 2 to 3 months and that Pelzer's wife, Rosalyn Lewis, had hired a hitman to help kill McLeod. Defendant Pelzer, along with Lewis and the alleged hitman, kidnapped McLeod as she arrived at work and held her captive for a few days while they dug a hole for her body. Now, I will say, because Rosalyn Lewis was killed by Pelzer in the motel, she is not here to confirm whether or not she had any role in the murder of McLeod. The new girlfriend also warned police that Pelzer planned to kill Lewis. In December 2023, Pelzer was found guilty by jury for the cold case murder of Shawndell McLeoud. Her body was never found. Pelzer was already serving a life sentence for the murder of Lewis. She received another life sentence for the murder of McLeod. That will do it for Copcast, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Join us next time for the latest and most intense police incidents caught on camera.